Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to Tea Time with Tanya. Let's start today off with an affirmation. I've got new cards, y'all, so we're going to do something a little bit different. I love these cards when I saw them, and I know you're going to love them as well. These are the affirmation cards by Purple Canyon. All right, that's what the box looks like. All right, dear universe, dear creator, dear spirit guides, please give us words of wisdom for this day, words for us to grow on. We get my success. Let me put my glasses on. This is small writing, y'all. My success. I define my own success in life. Some people want money, others want happiness. My definition of success is what I intentionally choose. I will roll up my sleeves and ponder what success means to me. Then work hard to reach those goals. Namaste. Let me read that again. This affirmation for this Monday morning. My success. I define my own success in life. Some people want money. Others want happiness. My definition of success is what I intentionally choose. I will roll up my sleeves and ponder what success means to me. Then work hard to reach those goals. My success is in my own hands. Namaste, y'all. Namaste. Wonderful words to wake up to on this beautiful Monday morning. This Monday morning full of charged electric energy. Okay, I'm going to talk about the earthquakes. I'm going to talk about the volcanoes. I'm going to talk about all the movement that our earth is experiencing right now. We are going to have solar flares. Again, these solar flares will affect GPS. They could affect your phones. If your calls are being dropped, if your phone just is not working properly, okay, for some unexpected reason, those are sunspots that are causing your data not to go through, phone calls not to materialize, information just to drop. Inhale, exhale, breathe through these times. There's not much we can do to change it, but we can be calm through it. Just make sure if you're traveling, leave with enough time to get lost, okay? Don't put yourself in a crunch. So manage your time wisely because your electronics will be working against you. Good morning. All right. I have some fantastic questions today. My first question is from Beautiful Girl. The NAACP and LULAC, which is the League of United Latin American Citizens, issued travel warnings for Florida. Will this affect tourism? Absolutely, Beautiful Girl. These travel advisories are warning people to stay out of the state. That's what these travel advisories are for. It is a hostile, incongruent atmosphere for Black people, for Latin X people, and for LGBTQ people. Florida, the land of, what is Florida's motto? I mean, California, what is California? The Sunshine State? What is Florida? I thought Florida was the Sunshine State too. Anyway, I don't even know what their logo is. But, Terrell, just answer this question. How is the travel warnings issued by the NAACP and LULAC? Will tourism be affected in Florida this year? Will tourism be affected in Florida? Okay, Florida is the Sunshine State. California is Golden State. There we go. I think I got it right. So here we go. Will tourism in Florida be affected this summer? Yes. Oh my goodness. Exponentially beyond what people are predicting. And this is going to cause a lot of fighting with the tourism board, with city halls, with Disneyland, or should I say Disney World. This is going to be a problem in Florida this summer, but not just because of what DeSantis is doing. Remember, we also have this red tide that we have to deal with that is not going to make tourism any more easy. But the answer, beautiful girl, is absolutely, this is going to have catastrophic effects on tourism in Florida. It's going to have an effect on the overall economy. The wealthy people are going to get hit enough in Florida in the pocketbook, not making money, not seeing a clear way to making money, while they're protecting and supporting a cretin, okay? A cretin who is going to find himself in prison, okay? But he's still got people who are signing on because they are making money from this. What you're seeing, guys, what you're seeing happening, excuse me, what you're seeing happening in Texas, in Florida, in Georgia, okay, where you have these little men who have a lot of power, including these singular judges who can change the course of the whole United States. Constitution be damned. One sitting judge can make a decision for every woman in the United States by himself, without no consultation of anyone, without permission of anyone. This is how our rules were written. We have 3 men who are human trafficking under the guise of their state flags, having the power as being the governor of these states, that are trafficking humans and then writing laws that affect the rest of us about exactly what they are doing, but holding themselves harmless. We have men who are sterilizing imprisoned women, kidnapped women, because being an undocumented alien is not a crime. Is not a crime that warrants somebody's reproductive system to be removed from their bodies, that requires a woman to never be able to have a child of her own ever again. But this is what the United States government has fostered, has paid for, and has tried to cover up. Okay? And I need you to understand this, because we're playing footsie and protecting the Department of Justice. We're playing footsie and protecting the FBI and the CIA. We're protecting these entities that know of these men who are causing and creating these crimes against people. And nothing is being done to protect the people, but everything is being done to protect the politicians. This is the first thing that every one of us has got to recognize. And until you understand it, I'm going to keep saying it. Do not trust the government. Not one single hair of it. It is not put there for you. It was put there for Greg Abbott. It was put there for freaking Ron DeSantis. It was put there for the governor of frickin' Georgia, for the criminals, for Donald Trumps. That's who the Constitution was built for, to protect the wealthy, to protect the most criminal element, and to punish everybody else. We have allowed this to happen. We have allowed this to flourish by not ever holding the rich accountable and to continue to carry water for them, to consider their needs above our own. So much so that we refuse to pay the poorest of us a living wage. $15 ain't nothing. Europe's minimum wage for somebody flipping burgers at Burger King or McDonald's in Europe is over $20 an hour. But us Americans, oh no. Oh no, we can't make the rich pay their fair share. Well, they might not help us with other things. Tell me, what are those other things that the wealthy have ever helped us with? Tell me when Bill Gates came out of his pocket to make life better for Americans, because he has enough money to make every person in America pretty comfortable. He has enough money to make sure that not one enrolled child in any school in America would ever go hungry. I don't see these rich folks reaching into their pocket to help us, but we sure do be reaching into our pocket to help them, to keep them rich, and then to say, oh no, if we raise taxes on the wealthy, the job creators, then they won't create jobs. That is the biggest bullshit lie ever told. That is the one thing to keep us enslaved. Oh, that don't bite the hand that feeds you. That hand is not feeding us. That hand is starving us. That hand is not helping us. That hand is abusing us. And we need to bite the fingers off of that hand and stop working for that hand, because then that hand would be forced to respect us. And until we value ourselves, we are going to be invalued, undervalued, unappreciated by those in power. All right, there you go. My next question, we're going to go into the royals. This is also a beautiful girl's question. What does King Charles have planned for Lilibet and Archie? Princess and Prince Lilibet and Archie. What does Charles have planned for them? And guys, I need you to understand. This is one of those things where everybody's energy is necessary. You want to cast a bubble of protection around not only Lilibet and Archie, but around Harry and Meghan. Game is on. They are in danger. And those children's lives are in danger too. Because if Charles has his way and Meghan and Harry find themselves not present in this realm, then we're going to have a whole nother little tower prisoners, prince and princesses, being locked away to be made sure that they will never come into power. Now, I want y'all to remember, because I'm going to keep saying this prophecy. Archibald Mountbatten Windsor will be King of England. Yes, he will. All right. So, beautiful girl. Let's go ahead and throw on what does Charles have planned for Archie and Lilibet. First card we get is the Seven of Wands, the fighting off to try to keep everything. And behind it, we've got death chasing this. We've got the devil. We've got death The devil and the wheel of fortune in this draw, balanced with temperance. First card we get is the Seven of Wands. We're talking about Charles's intentions for these children. Charles is going to fight to make sure that he keeps these children off the throne. He is going to fight to keep them outside, okay? To make sure that they, he titled them. He may regret that. He already knows that. He titled them to take the title from Harry and Meghan. It was a punishment, okay? It was a slight. It was a slap. It was a spit in the face. But what he did was he legitimized Lilibet and Archibald. What we've got behind is the death card. Okay, we've got, this is the end of a cycle. This is completion. This could also be figurative death or literal death. I want you to understand the intentions against Harry and Meghan and those children are bad. All the way around, the intentions are bad. Okay? These people do not want these children to exist. And if they do exist, they want them completely controlled. Silenced, put away, moved somewhere, sent to boarding school in Switzerland. Okay? Understand. Camilla shows up here too. And I'm going to call her, as I see her, the severe queen. Because she's got a bone to pick. She's got some flexing to do. But Camilla wants to be grandmama. She wants to be Elizabeth so bad she can taste it. But she's not beloved. She's not even liked. She's tolerated, as Charles is. Charles is tolerated. Okay? He only got to be king because of his birthright, not because, all of them. All of them only got to be royalty because of what family they were born into. None of these people are actually noble. They're all just human beings who have got a silver spoon shoved so far up their ass that the whole world believes that that makes them special. Okay? And we hero worship them. And then we talk about them like what they do matters. Let's bring reality back to reality. Number one, the King of England has zero power. He has no political power at all. He is a figurehead. He is a a parasite that is sucking the lifeblood of England. He is a parasite, a petulant child who the citizens of England are forced to take care of his every need while their own children go without food, clean water, and decent health care. There you go. All right, so getting back into this read of what Charles has in store for these two children. These two children show up as the lovers because they will be traveling together. Lilibet and Archibald. Lilibet and Archibald. Elizabeth and Archie. Are bookends. They will be traveling through this life together. They will be each other's rock. They will be each other's confidants. Charles is going to try, is already put into work, into movement plans to eradicate Harry and Meghan. Possibly Lilibet and Archie as well. The devil is in the details. These children are not safe. Harry and Meghan are not safe at all. The final two cards we have is the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance. things, I'll just put it this way. Those children are not safe. There are workings against them every day. Every day they survive, they've beaten the odds. Every day Harry and Meghan survive, they have beaten the odds. But I tell you, and I want to make this clear to you, because I don't want you panicking here. Princess Diana is protecting Harry and those babies and Meghan. She has got her arms wrapped all the way around them. So whatever Charles has planned for them, he's got to go through Diana first. All right? So yes, they are in danger, but they are divinely protected as well. Okay? That's why nothing is working. That's why Harry got to England and got home in one piece. He is protected. And Diana's protection over him is unwavering. All right? So, if you want to add to that a layer of protection around Harry, Meghan, and the kids, then focus your energy there. Inhale, exhale, and shoot a bubble of protection around them. Awareness, so that they can see danger as it approaches them. So that they can be insulated from those who wish them harm. There you go. All right. My next question is from Renee P. Renee wants to know, how long will racist governors of Florida, Georgia, and Texas be allowed to rule in their sexist, money-grubbing ways? How long are these despots going to be allowed to stay in power? That is a good question, Renee. How long is Abbott, DeSantis, and Kemp going to be allowed to have this unbridled power? We got the devil again. Here we go. Okay, I want to say this. I kind of feel like after the 2024 election is done, things are going to change. So for the next, it's 2023 now. We are already coming into this election season. 2024 into the January of 2025, when this is all over and done with. And guys, 2025 is the culmination of everything. So by 2025, and this is what I just have to say, because between now and getting through all of 2024, 2023, this is the age of revelation that we see the treachery that the rich and the ruling class have for us. 2024 is where we're going to see them pulling out the stops on trying to destroy our economy, trying to destroy our sense of well-being, trying to destroy our world. 2024 is going to be a traumatic year for all of us, because we will be working through change, and the powers that be will be using fear tactics against us. Okay? So, Renee, I want to say that by the time we get to 2025, these governors, Kemp, Abbott, and DeSantis, there will be movement to where these people won't be as scary as they are now, because we're going to see them for exactly what they are and what they're going to be attempting to do. And guys, they will be using fear tactics. Civil war is a possibility, okay? But this is manufactured. You cannot be vibrating in that low resonance, because that is whom it will be affecting. That is whom they will be targeting. If you are not in that low vibrating mindset, you will see it, but it will not be affecting you. Okay? And you must understand this. Right now is the time. Guys, we are in a spiritual enlightenment. All of this stuff that is going on around us is for us to make decisions about how we want to exist in this world. We see that the power that we have given to these politicians is being misused, is being abused. That these people are not working for the people at all. They are strictly working for themselves and their party. They are strictly working to save their own bacon because they are criminals who have been caught breaking the law. Unfortunately, the criminals are being governed by criminals. And even though there are people who are not criminals, there are more criminals than there are not criminals. And even though justice is moving forward, it is moving forward at a snail's pace. Why? To give the criminals an opportunity to escape. Like a bad Scooby-Doo film. Okay? We know who the bad guys are. We know that what they're showing us is not their real face. We know that the monsters are all wearing masks and that these monsters are human people who are greedy, avaricious, and just want power. Okay? So, Renee, by 2025, in 2025, we will see a change in our governance. Okay, my next question is from Jasmine C. Jasmine wants to know, will DeSantis' secrets be exposed, causing him to lose favor with the GOP? Oh my goodness. Here's the thing about this type of question, Jasmine. You're talking about despots. You're talking about people who break every one of the commandments. They say they call themselves Christians. They say that everything that they're doing is to protect children, to protect the United States. Everything that they're doing is self-serving. Everything that they're doing is to enrich themselves, to enrich their popularity. You know, the more horrible they can be, to appease a small racist group of moneyed people and a small racist group of ignorant people, people who they can control through emotion, through fear and anger. Understand, this is why the Klan and the white supremacy movements are growing, because the GOP is doing a bang-up, smash-up job on keeping everybody afraid of the brown people, afraid of the black people, afraid of the people who do not speak English. That's what the GOP is running around doing, spreading fear, intolerance, and hate. And the American population is eating it up like candy. People hate because they want to hate. People hate because it makes them feel good to look down on somebody else. People hate because it gives them a scapegoat to point the finger at when their own life is falling apart and not going the way that they want it to. Their hate gives them somebody else to blame instead of looking in the mirror and taking accountability for their own successes or failures. And that's what the GOP does best of all, is it absolves the racist of their behavior and gives them license to point the finger and say, no, I'm not the problem. That Mexican guy is the problem. I'm not the problem. That black guy is the problem. I'm not the problem. That Indian guy is the problem. I'm not the problem. Those gay people are the problem. That's what the GOP is doing on an expert level. And the people who join are the people who do not have it within them to look at their self in the mirror and say, you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe the problem isn't other people's skin color. Maybe the problem is that I'm an insecure, uneducated, terrified, frightened little child who believes that if I don't have more than the black people, then life isn't fair. There's a whole lot of people who believe like that, y'all. All right. So, will DeSantis' secrets be exposed, causing him to lose favor with the GOP? And what I said all of that to say this. It doesn't matter how bad these people's behavior is. That's what's expected out of them. The only problem is, DeSantis can't be as wicked as Trump. He can get up there and say some crazy things, but he doesn't have that Trumpism behind it. So, and we already know, Donnie's got compromise. Donnie's compromise got spilled. Here we go. Here we go. Tarot, answer this. Will DeSantis' secrets be exposed? Yes, DeSantis' secrets will be exposed. First card is the Sun. Yes. Is this going to cause him to lose favor with the GOP? Nah. It ain't going to cause him to lose no favor with the GOP. He's going to get exposed. His secrets are going to be right out there. Oh, yes. Everything with Epstein, all the money laundering, the people moving. Yeah, because his base is his base. But his base ain't Donnie's base. So, yes, Jasmine, DeSantis' secrets are going to be leaked out. It's going to be a last-ditch effort by Donnie, because Donnie is going to be the one who leaks his secrets. Right here, it's in the cards. Donnie is going to tell everything he knows about DeSantis. However, these rich muckety-mucks don't care. They want their guys to be criminals. They want them to be horrible monsters. And that's exactly what they got with DeSantis and with Trump. And those two are going to be the ones, if they ain't dead or in jail. I see them. DeSantis is going to prison. Okay? Now, they're going to scare y'all. They may put him on the ticket. He may be going up against Donnie. Don't worry about this. Okay? Don't worry about this. DeSantis is not going to be president. Trump is not going to be president. All right? Don't let that fear go into you. He's a felon. Even though he has not been held accountable yet, he will be. All right? A real felon. Both of them. What you're seeing right now, the dragging of the DOJ, these people not doing their job, allowing these criminals just to walk free, is to put fear in you, to make you doubt, to make you say the United States government is going to let these guys get away with it. No, they're dragging their feet, but sooner or later, justice will prevail, because it's written. It will. They're going to drag us through all 7 layers of hell to get there, but it will happen. Okay? Now, you can't be afraid. And like I said, I ain't gonna kid you about how hard life is going to be in America, because the wealthy are about to pull our safety nets out from under us. Again, I have been asking everybody to prepare, okay? And I need you to prepare in the way that you can prepare. Number one, you need to prepare mentally. Mentally and emotionally. Prepare. Understanding that these people are causing hardship for us. That there is not a hardship written in. This is being done to us on purpose. And when you understand that this is an on-purpose thing, that this is not Mother Nature, this is mankind using CERN, using economics to keep us enslaved, then you can change your mindset, and you can stop regarding these people as being benevolent and start regarding them as they are, and stop giving them our power. We have got to change our mindset. We must. And I have to keep saying this because this is a spiritual thing. The reason that we are suffering is because everybody is on their own page, frazzled, scared, allowing that toxic gloop of fear to fester and grow. And that's what the mainstream media is working on right now, is keeping everybody in the sickness, scared stew, sweating. Oh my gosh, is McCarthy gonna pass the budget? Oh my gosh, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? They are using your fear as food. Stop giving it to them. If you can't see the fear mongering, if you can't see it, then that means one or two things. Number one, it means that you're not vibrating down there, that you're not living in that day-to-day news matrix. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Okay? You see these people guilty of crimes. Nothing has been done to them except for it's discussed on the news. If you had stolen from your job, if you had falsified reports on your job, no matter how small it is, you would have been removed from your job. If you had done something so egregious that it broke laws in your job, you would have been immediately investigated and removed from any decision-making abilities. But we have Supreme Court justices who have broken the law, who have ruled in favor of people who have paid them off, and they are still sitting in a position of ultimate power and have faced zero consequences. Eyes wide open, okay? Until you understand that there's a separate justice system for them and us, until you understand that the United States government is against us intentionally. What you see Margarine Taco Grease up there spitting her foulness, that is who they are. She is representative of our government. Both sides of it. It's a monster that needs to be slayed. You cannot trust a monster. Doesn't matter if it says Democrat or Republican. It's the same damn bird. And that whole bird is against us. So it doesn't matter who you like. Vote for issues, not for people. Vote for an expected outcome, not for the popularity because you like someone or not. We've got to stop being shallow. We've got to hold these people's feet to the fire. And when they don't do what we put them in office to do, we need to remove them. That is our power. That's the power that we keep giving away. Okay? That's the one they've been siphoning off the most, is our ability to demand redress in everything. All right. Jasmine wants to know, will DeSantis win the GOP nomination? I'm going to use my decision maker for this one. Decision maker, please tell us, will Governor DeSantis of Florida win the GOP presidential nomination? We got a maybe, okay? We got a maybe on that one, and I kind of understand why we got a maybe. We're gonna have to see who's still alive. Who's still alive and who's not in prison. But like I said, you may possibly see Old Donnie and Ronnie and Donnie running against each other. Now, it still doesn't make sense to me, because these criminals are going to need to link up and work together. I'm going to ask this question of the decision maker. Will Ronnie and Donnie run together on a single ticket? Will they run as president and vice president? Because they both need help. Here we go. Who's trying to call me at this time in the morning? All right, here we go. Will Ronnie and Donnie run on the same ticket as president and vice president? I got a yes, and it went all over the place. Okay, so right or wrong, I called that one. Okay, I called that one. Ronnie and Donnie might be on a ticket together, trying to save their collective bacons from going to prison. All right. My next question is from Cruisin' PC. Dr. Dilbert Brown indicated that there are beings on the moon and that ETs walk among us. Is this true? Absolutely. Yes, the dark side of the moon, or the other side of the moon that we never get to see, that China landed on and hasn't showed us nothing about yet. Yes. Yes. Cruisin' PC, you are absolutely right. The moon is inhabited. There are bases on the moon, plural bases on the moon. A lot of ETs, let's call them ETs, use the moon as an interim point. A lot of people think that it's a satellite. It is. It is a satellite. It is our planet's satellite. But it was put in there, it was put there strategically. Understand, there's a lot of things that we don't know. I need you to understand, because we're going to be talking about all of this coming up, so I'm not going to get too far ahead of this. But yes, extraterrestrials walk among us. If you were in Vegas this weekend for the EDC, the Electric Daisy concert or whatever, everybody walking around with their neon high as a kite off every substance on Earth, you would have encountered hundreds of aliens that walk among us. Okay? Yes, we are not here by ourselves. Yes, you probably have friends that are ETs. Yes, especially if you have friends that are young, purple-haired, pointed ears, rainbow-colored people that look like they're just covered with tattoos, bright, shiny people. Yes, open your eyes and you will see them. You will be able to identify who is human and who is not. And if you look close enough, that's why I look in people's eyes. The eyes are the one thing that cannot lie. Okay? Now, there are a lot of extraterrestrial races that look very, very similar to us. And the only differences that you might find might be how thin they are, how tall they are, how small they are, or maybe because they have some exotic features, oddly shaped eyes, lips, ears, noses, the way that their faces are pointed. You can see if you look. If you listen and if you feel, there's nothing to be afraid of. Yes, extraterrestrials walk among us. Yes, ships come into this realm every doggone day, picking up and leaving people. Okay, they work. They could be your office mate. They could be your roommate. They could be in school with you. doing the same thing on this planet as a human is doing, having a human experience. Some of you out there watching may know that you're an alien, may feel that you are not of this earth. All right? It's big. Everything can't fit into a little neat little circle. There's too much that we don't know, and that's for cause. Cruising PC also says that a South African shaman and healer called Mutwa said that he had many encounters with ETs. Okay? And like, I've had encounters with ETs, them right here in my house, here, and taking me with them. And I'm not going to say abducted because I don't feel like I was abducted, except for this last time with the gray. I felt like I was abducted. But the other times that I was taken, it wasn't an abduction. It was like I was being educated. This last time when the gray being took me, that was the only time where I felt uneasy and I wasn't sure about what was going on, and that after that I had that pain where this thing is in my chest. I still can feel it right here. I can still feel it, but I've had that sensation since then. That's been about a month now, maybe a month and a half. I think it was in April when that happened. All right. Cruising PC wants to know, will 45 win the presidency? No. 45 will not be president of the United States again. Okay? But let's ask Tarot. What we got jumping? Look at old Donnie's card jumped out. They want you to be afraid of that. Guys, he's been elected twice already. We've had votes twice. He lost both times. Those numbers are not going to triple and quadruple in him all of a sudden. Pick up enough momentum to where he can be president. The world hasn't fallen apart as much as they want to say that it has. This is Fox News. This is now CNN, which is an arm of the right-wing monster trying to scare you. Well, here, let's go ahead. Will Donnie win the presidency? Okay. If he wins it from prison, because this is what we've got here. We've got the tied and bound. We've got the long arm of the law coming after him. But guys, I just want you to say, we've got all these lawsuits that are coming at him too. But he's going to have some level of success. Some level of success. And guys, I don't know if this is possibly through a civil war, that Florida and Texas and Georgia secede from the United States, and old Donnie Boy is president of that. That is a possibility, but not of these United States, okay? I just want to say it like that. If he is president of anything, it's because there has been a secession and certain states are no longer a part of the United States. But Donnie is not going to be the president of these United States. No. He's got more chance of being a prisoner. But this is what I'm saying. Texas and Florida may very well try to secede from the Union to stop Abbott and DeSantis from going to jail. Okay? Just keep that in your back pocket, that they may try to create a secondary country within this country through secession. All right? Texas has been talking about it a whole lot. And that's because these two criminals are in bed together and they know, oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. And they know that if one goes, the other's gonna go. If one shoe falls, if Abbott goes, DeSantis knows his cheese is on the grill. If DeSantis goes, Abbott knows his cheese is on the grill. So both of these despots are trying to stay out of prison. So expect them to do anything. My next question is from Chase Z. This is an excellent, outstanding question, and I'm so happy that you asked this, Chase. Chase wants to know, can we heal our ancestors' karma so that we can heal the next generation, so that we can all heal? And guys, a lot of us are here to heal our family karma. But let me tell you this, each one of us can only heal that which we're responsible for. We have to heal ourselves. We have to change those things within ourselves. So, I mean, healing family karma is one of the greatest things that we can do, because it does absolve us from our parents' past mistakes, from the karmic cycle that is just incessant, that keeps coming. But unfortunately, we cannot heal our ancestors' karma. We can heal our own karma. We can heal that karma which we have had a hand in. Each one of us, each individual one of us is here to learn a lesson, to walk through this life with all of its difficulties, to find out a way to manage, to elevate ourselves to where we are the creators of our reality. And to do that, we have to fix ourselves. That is where fixing our ancestral karma comes into play. We can only change the destiny for one person, and that is us. Our intentions, no matter how noble for other people, will not work, because each individual is tasked with eliminating, eradicating their own karma. Now, when we change ourselves, we inadvertently change everything else. But we have to go with the intention of fixing ourselves, not of fixing someone else, because you cannot fix that which you are not. And if you are not that other person, you can't fix them. You can't affect them. Okay? You can't change that karma. The only karma that you can affect is your own. And that is what we are tasked to do. Bible says, I am not my brother's keeper. It should read more like, I am not my brother's consciousness. You cannot be responsible for the decisions that somebody made in absentia of you. You can only be responsible for the decisions that you yourself made. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Chase. Jasmine has a question on Casey DeSantis, Ron DeSantis' wife, saying that she is the mastermind, the evil one in the relationship. And I have to say this, each person is their own person. No other person can make you do anything you don't want to do. Okay? Yeah, somebody can hold a gun to your head and say, if you don't do this, I'm going to shoot you. And if you do that, you did that out of fear that someone's going to shoot you. You didn't do that of your own validity. But you made the decision to do it because you were afraid. So you still made the decision to do it. Somebody who's not afraid and somebody says, if you don't do this, I'm going to shoot you, while they're holding a gun to your head. And that person says, well, I guess you're just going to have to shoot me then. That person is in control of their own. Okay, so here we go. Let's do a karma read on, no, we're going to do a personality and motivation read on Casey DeSantis. Please tell us, Tarot, what you can tell us about Casey DeSantis. She's a go-getter. She is strong. Jasmine, I think you are absolutely right about her. She is a go-getter. She has 2 speeds, go fast and sleep. Everything is gung-ho with her. She is power hungry. She wants to be the first lady. That's the only way I can say that. She wants to be the first lady. We're all going to be able to see her for who and what she is very, very shortly. She is what is keeping Ronald moving forward. She is a thorn under his heel that keeps him from being stagnant. She speaks power into him. It may be ignorant power, but she speaks power into her husband. She may be into maybe using witchcraft, dark arts to try to maintain power. She is afraid that her husband is going to go to prison. She is worried. This is what really worries her, because she knows that if things do not go right, that eventually everything that he's done is going to catch up with him. She's wondering, if that does happen, will they have an opportunity to get away? She's planning on this too. She's trying to put in exit plans and everything else. And she is not afraid to fight anybody who tries to stand up against them. She is a strong-willed, strong-minded woman who uses her relationship with her husband to steer him, okay? She uses her powers, her pillow talk, to put things in his mind and tell him that, yes, you have to remain strong, even if they don't think it's popular. This is going to help you. She is as much of a monster as he is, but still, he is the one that has the power. He is the one that is agreeing to it. But he allows her words and her influence to influence him. There you go, Jasmine. My next question is from Sachet. When ETs present themselves to us, will they use their powers to be calm and peaceful? And do they want to be around us? Sachet, thank you for this question. And this question is probably one of the most important questions when it comes to disclosure. ETs will present themselves to those people who are not afraid. Okay? Period. The people who are not afraid will see them, can see the fairies, can see the trolls, can see all the entities that are in this realm with us. The only way that you're going to be able to see a lot of things is in absence of fear. So, Shay, the answer is the ETs always present themselves in a way that is non-threatening. It is up to the individual person. The ETs aren't here to change your mindset, okay? That is your job. If you are ruled by fear, you are in prison. You are not, and I have to say this, you're not worthy of seeing them because you are vibrating too low. Fear is death, okay? And death is the one thing you can't be afraid of. Why? Because we know at some point this avatar is going to stop working, okay? Anything can happen to it. If you are afraid of that, so much so that you can't get out of the way of that fear, then no, you cannot see them, because that is the type of person who's going to go grab an AR-15, even if it looks like E.T. from the movie, and start shooting at it. The thing that humans have got to do is conquer their own fear. Fear is death. Fear is low vibration. Fear is a way of keeping people in control. Okay? If you can't stop being scared, then there's not much anybody can do to help you. because you're already dead. People who live in fear aren't living. If you're not afraid, you can see everything. Everything. You've got to take yourself out of the fear matrix. And again, no. If the biggest thing to fear is death, that's the one thing that is most certain. So to fear that is like fearing getting wet when you walk outside in the rain. It's inevitable. And once you come to terms with that and stop letting fear rule your life will change. When fear is not a part of your lexicon, your life explodes in all directions. You see, you hear, you feel, you understand. Certain things no longer have an effect on you when you don't fear anymore. That is the biggest lesson all of us on this planet have to learn at this time. All right. And they don't have any problem being around us. They don't particularly like us because we're wishy-washy, lying, scared meatbags. But they tolerate us. All right. Shay wants to know, are dead people walking among us? Absolutely. Absolutely, we have spirits walking among us. That's like all them ghosts and bangs and booms. You see them all over YouTube. See them all over TikTok. Absolutely. Again, the only thing that dies is this avatar. Okay? This carbon, flesh and bone and blood body is the only thing that expires. Our consciousness is eternal. We are a thought. Okay? Each and every one of us is a spark, an idea, all from the same source. All of us existing and coexisting together, symbiotically, in harmony. Look at the universe as being a brain. And all of us are little neurons floating around in that vast space, bumping into others, sharing information, learning, and then carrying on to do what we were created to do. Dead people, ghosts exist. If you have family members that have crossed over and you feel their presence, call their name. They don't leave us. Like I said before, look at death. Look at life and death as a house. When somebody that you love or knows passes from this realm of consciousness, regard that as them. They didn't leave the house. They just went into another room. Okay? And sometimes you can see into that room and you might be able to feel their presence or hear them or even see them. And that's for all of us. We can choose where to be in death just as much as we choose to be where we are in life. Our spirit is our consciousness. It's unending. It's infinite. All right. I hope that helped you. My last question of the day is from JL. JL wants to know, what's with NASA awarding Bezos and Musk $3 billion in contracts to deliver astronauts to the moon? And are we paying for me? Are we paying for this? All right, I want y'all to pay attention to this. Why is the U.S. government giving contracts to the richest people in America to be the space shuttle to the moon, when Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos only made it into low Earth orbit? They never made it outside of the atmosphere. But they've been giving contracts like their rocket ships have been proven to do something besides float around the Earth's perimeter for a few minutes. JL, this is such an excellent question because this is what we need to be looking at and we need to be prepared for. Janet Yellen has already showed us the play that they're going to do. She's already told us that they're going to tap the billionaires, the ones who have set this country into the economic downfall that we're in. But we're going to call on the billionaires to rescue us without raising taxes on them, without expecting them to do anything. And then the NASA, one of the biggest government agencies, is going to just ceremoniously award $3 billion worth of contracts to these two men who've only made it off the planet. They have not made it into outer space, only off the planet. They lifted up and floated around. Okay? They didn't even dock at the space station. They just floated around in space. Not even in space, low Earth orbit. They never left Earth's atmosphere. But they have been given $3 billion in contracts to shuttle people to the moon, where NASA, the last time we were there, we crashed on it. And then we made a movie lying about how we were there. It's a scam. Again, they want you to believe something. This is their narrative. Again, this is before we have disclosure. So they are hoping to get this in before the ETs reveal themselves, which they are doing daily. You're seeing the big ships. Those rainbow clouds in the skies are ships that are cloaked. Yes, they are. When you see those are the real McCoy. When you see these big old things that look like something out of a sci-fi movie, that's probably exactly what it is. That is that is our government, our shadow government trying to scare you. You want to know in the daytime what's a real craft? Look for the rainbows. Look for the discoloration in the sky. Okay? The ones that are man-made are going to be looking like something out of a sci-fi movie, and it is there to scare you. The real ones are going to have a lot of color. All right? Don't be afraid. Don't go grab your gun. Don't start shooting into the sky. That's not going to help anyone. That's what the government wants people to do. Be afraid. Because if you know that they're here to help you, then you might not trust the government anymore. And you might turn to them and say, why have you been lying to us? And that's what they're trying to protect right now. All right. Y'all got more questions on that? Drop them in the space below this video and I will answer them on Wednesday. I have some open availability if you would like a reading with me. I do readings Monday through Saturday, starting at 4 o'clock in the morning and ending at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. $35 per hour, okay? Also, I have sachets, sprays, mojo bags. If you need to change the energy, if you need help getting rid of something in your life, if you need help drawing something to you. PsychicTanya9@gmail.com. My sachets and sprays start at $15. I'm not here to get rich off of you. I am here to try to help in any way, shape, or form that I can. I love you. Weather for this week, y'all, again, we got these solar storms rolling in where there's a lot of activity on the sun, a lot of rocking and rolling on the ground. Our earth is fluid right now. Expect there to be a lot of movement. Mount St. Helens had a landslide. Mount St. Helens could very well erupt. Okay, we have several volcanoes that could erupt right here in the United States. Don't be afraid of that. Okay, just know that it is a possibility. but we are still in this swarm of earthquakes. And with this is going to come some extreme weather. North Texas, Oklahoma, again, some of the northern Midwestern states are also going to be dealing with weather issues. And I'm so sorry, Washington, Oregon, and Northern California, Southern California as well, all of California. Just be prepared for inclement weather, mudslides, and earthquakes. All right? All right. East Coast, New York, East Coast, be prepared as well. There's some wind events that are going to be traversing across the United States up that eastern seaboard. This week may have some strong winds causing rip tides, rip currents in beach areas. Be prepared. Be safe. Don't drown. Keep an eye on your children if you are going to be at the water's edge. All right, keep an eye on your pets. Keep an eye on other people's children. All right, it's going to be a bad week. Also, guys, with these energies, if you're feeling like you're eating everything, including the refrigerator itself, this is expansion. Watch yourself. This is a week, month to the rest of this month is where you can pack on the pounds pretty easily. So if you see yourself getting a little out of control with food, practice mindfulness and know that we are in expansion, and that means your waistline can grow as well. So be mindful about how much you're eating, because it's not what you're eating, it's the amount. So everything is growing. Just know that could include our waistlines. So be mindful of the urge to overconsume. I love you. I love you. I love you. Happy Monday, everybody. Namaste.